Hello, lovely people. This is Nicole.
And this is Samantha.
With the power of we are here to switch it up and teach you about business, relationships, and how to not only survive, but make it in Los Angeles.
In each episode, we will have top influential guests from the world of real estate. We work hard,
We stage hard.
and we get it done.
The power of we.
And we're back. Oh my God. How are you, boo-boo?
I am so great, so grateful to be alive, to be here on this gorgeous day with our beautiful guest today. How are you?
I am so good. It's been like...
Are we crying again?
Yes, we're starting already. I don't even understand. I'm just so grateful.
many emotions.
It's like, I can't even believe it. But you know what was really cool this weekend? We went to this really cool conference. It was
Aspire.
called Aspire. There were so many cool people there.
Yeah.
And I'm so excited because you guys are going to get to see some of that. So what do you think?
We have such an incredible guest here today. Her name is Kayla Cardona, a multifaceted professional, has left an incredible mark on both the entertainment and luxury real estate landscapes. As a lead figure on Netflix acclaimed reality series, Selling the OC, and a distinguished luxury real estate agent at the prestigious Oppenheim Group, Kayla's journey exemplifies unparalleled dedication and exceptional results. Welcome, Kayla!
Welcome to the house. Oh my God, this is so
Hi.
exciting. I'm so excited. I saw your saw you speak and it was like, wow, she's really powerful. I like that you are on a show, first of all, but I also like that there's so much more to you. You're not about drama. You're about giving back and, you know, helping people.
With such calm energy as well. And I think that's incredible.
I mean,
Thank
that's
you.
not me, so that's
Thank
great.
you.
But I was watching one of your clips, and the reason that I connected with you is because something that is very dear to my heart, you know, I own a big staging company. I tell my girls all the time, you have to connect with your clients. And what was your clip saying?
Yeah, you have to get personal with your clients. You have to really hone into, you know, you have to care, and you have to talk with them with understanding and empathy, and really truly genuinely care about them. And that's just, it's so hard to find, especially in real estate, because people are just like move,
Right.
ready on the next thing, ready on the next transaction, the
Exactly.
next
And I feel
paycheck. And it's like, oh, do you want this house? Do you like this house?
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
Or text and email
And I feel like a
only.
lot of
Yeah.
like realtors at least are like in their ego and don't find
Right.
that connection with the agent,
Right.
with the buyer. So I think
Yeah.
that's really important.
Absolutely.
And you were saying like you like to ask them about their life and
Yeah.
all of that. And in staging as well, we really become a partner to you. So we want to really get to know the person. And one of my no-nos in staging with my sales girls, I tell them, do not hide behind the phone. Do not hide behind text messages. Go see them.
Yeah.
Take them for coffee.
Yeah.
Like, get to know them.
Right.
Don't just stage. You know,
Right.
we do a broker's caravan so you can meet with them. You know what
Right.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's very cool. So how did you get started in your career?
Oh my gosh. That's a loaded question. Well, it was not planned. I did not wake up one day thinking, oh, I'm going to be a real estate agent. I was actually in the beauty industry for 10 years.
Oh, wow.
Before getting into real estate.
Very cool.
That makes
And
sense.
yeah, does it?
Hey, you're beautiful.
Yeah, you're beautiful.
Oh, thank you. You're so sweet. But I'm really thankful because God has really truly set up everything in my life in the order that it was supposed to gear me up for the next level up in my life.
That's amazing and powerful. Say that again.
I don't know what I just said.
You said that God set you up
Yeah,
for
God-
the
no,
next step.
yeah.
You know, and it's so important because I really believe that these journeys are written for us.
Yeah.
I really believe that. 'cause-
Absolutely.
Yeah, 100%.
And I'm so thankful for my 10-year career of not just doing hair, but I was also working in nightclubs as a bartender, and I was in bottle service, all the things.
Right.
Yeah.
And it really built my people skills
Exactly.
and the hard work, obviously, that
Right.
comes with it. But being in hair, it was like, you know, I was working for eventually I was working for myself. I started off being like an assistant, like most people do.
Yeah.
And then you know, level up to working for a salon that like pays you hourly, maybe,
Right.
depending, you know, things like that. So I was able to build up to a point where I was able to open my own salon suite. And so it was teaching me how to build a business, run a business, numbers, creating a book,
Network.
a network, right?
Yeah, network.
I was
Keeping your clients.
when I opened my own salon suite in Newport Beach, I was brand new and I made little flyers and I went door knocking with those flyers. Hey, I'm a new barber in
And what
town.
do I say, Nicole?
Yeah,
I mean,
so
that
it's like
is so powerful.
And then I would even do free haircuts right smack dab in the middle of Macy's.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I would just
smart.
give out free haircuts and I would be like, hey, you know, 25% off your next haircut, things like that. And that's how I built my business.
Because you had the hustle.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's really important today's age. Please, I tell my girls too, and people that are out there, it's important to have that hustle still.
Yeah.
Where do you
Yeah.
think your hustle and drive comes from?
It came from having nothing.
Yeah.
And I have quite the story, but you know, I was a single mom and I had no other means of income. I don't get any child support, never have, never will. So I had to figure it out, you know, and so I didn't have a choice really. But I think really where it comes from is even as a child, I didn't have much. My parents were always working. They were either middle class or completely broke. And so I saw both worlds and I just knew that I wanted more. I'm like, I don't want to settle for this. No offense to my parents. I love them very much. They're hardworking, but it's like very corporate. They go with the rules. They don't make as much as I know that they could.
Yeah.
And I just don't want that life.
Yeah.
I want bigger and better and you know, and I just want a better life for my son. I don't want my son to grow up with the struggles that I did.
Right.
And so, so I had to figure it out. So I had that. And I did have multiple jobs at one point before I got into hair. So I really got to a point where I was just, you know, having 8, 9, 10-hour days cutting hair on my feet. My hands were hurting. My feet were hurting. My back was hurting. And I'm like, I am too young for this. Is this it?
Yeah.
Like, this can't be it. This can't be it. And I was happy and I loved what I did, but I loved connecting with my clientele.
Yeah.
Right.
And so I'm just like, gosh. And over time, you know, my clientele actually started kind of exposing me to a different world, the world of luxury. And I was like, wait, what is this? And I've never been in that. Like, I grew up in Orange County my whole life, but I've on one side, there's different levels to Orange County.
Definitely.
Yeah, there's different levels to Orange County. And I was definitely in the kind of lower.
Yeah.
So, you know, I was like, you know, what is this lifestyle? And so I started getting exposed to more luxury real estate, boats, really luxurious cars. And I'm just like, I want to be a part. How do I be a part of this? So I had multiple clients tell me, you should get into real estate. And I'm like, at this point, I'm a barber. I started off as a cosmetologist. I'm not good at women's hair at all. So I'm a barber. And I'm just like, what? Like, I don't even own a laptop. I was just like, I don't know anything about real estate. No one in my family has any experience in real estate. One of my family members own a home. A couple own a home.
Yeah.
And that's it. And
Wow,
I came
that's
from,
amazing.
yeah, I mean, the rest of my family, they're on Section 8 housing. I grew up on WIC, like food stamp. So I didn't know anything about that life. So I was like, you know what, with me and my girlfriend, as kind of like, hey, let's do this class together. Let's just get our real estate license together. And it was more of like let's just do it for fun.
Right.
I ended up getting my license. She didn't. And I was like, wait a minute. Okay, so now I have this. I should probably utilize it. And so, long story short, I became an assistant for a top producer at another brokerage.
The best thing to do.
It was that was God, because for me to find a team that not only hired me as a new agent that had no experience, but also be an assistant to a top producer, and I was making a percentage off of whatever he was making. It was like boom, 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 like right into it. And I'm just like, and most people that are new agents don't have that
Right.
that's
that
true.
at all. They
But
have,
like you
it
said,
takes
you
time.
think this was planned for you.
100%.
Yeah.
So I became an assistant for about a year or so, and then we started butting heads, and I was like, okay, my pride started kind of like kicking in.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I could do more than this. And so, long story short, I told them I wanted to be an agent on the team. Yeah, they actually denied me. They said they didn't have room for me, and so there's a point to this story. They denied me, and so I was like, okay, well then I'm just gonna go kind of see myself elsewhere.
Right.
And so I could have kept going as an assistant,
Right.
but I knew my worth and I saw my worth and I
So
knew
important.
that I could do it, and I
Yeah.
was not going to settle for less.
That's amazing.
And so literally the day after, I get a phone call and a voicemail saying, hey, you know, if you want to come back, we can start training you as an agent.
That's incredible.
And I was like, and then I didn't answer right away. And I said I would think about it because I wanted to like make him sweat a little bit.
Right. And where was that?
That was down in San Clemente, south of Orange County.
Nice.
Yeah. So of course I went back. So where am I gonna go?
Yeah.
And so I went back, and 6 months in, I mean, here's the other thing, and this is for any new agents now. If you can find a team that has like a mentorship program,
Right.
They hold you accountable.
Yep.
So important.
You're out in the field. You're not sitting in a class writing
Yeah.
notes. Like
Yeah.
they're making you, like, that's the best way
To
to
learn.
learn the fastest.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. And so
That's
they
true.
did that. And so they also had like a lead generator. So all I had to do is focus on the things that I loved, which was interacting with the clients and the
incredible.
family.
That's great,
Right. And closing.
And
I'm
what
a closer.
brokerage was
Yeah.
this?
It was Remax Coastal Homes.
nice.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And so,
That's
but the
amazing.
team that I was on no longer is a team.
Okay.
Right.
And a lot of teams I found out are not doing lead generation
Yeah,
anymore.
that's what I was
Yeah,
just
a
gonna
lot of
say.
people
Yeah.
ask me that.
Yeah.
I don't
there's
think
not very
anyone
many
is really
teams.
doing lead
So
generations
that again
anymore.
was
Yeah.
another
Yeah,
broad shot for
it
you.
all went downhill after Zillow basically bought
Right.
the MLS.
Mm-hmm.
It all went downhill because it was like Zillow leads.
Right.
And I think he was paying like 30 grand a month, but he was bringing in leads,
Right.
and all we had to
Right.
do was close them.
Yeah.
And so I was doing like 1 to 2 deals a month, and
That's
I was,
amazing.
I mean, I saw money I've never seen before.
That's
and I was living. And then 6 months in, Netflix reached out.
Wow.
And I was like, oh. And at first I actually said no. Because
Really? Why?
Yeah. Because I asked him, I'm like, well, does that mean I have to leave my brokerage? He's like, well, yeah, you have to join the Oppenheim Group. And I said, okay, then I can't do it. Because I'm very loyal.
Yeah.
And I knew that they took me in, and they didn't have to. They took me under their wing, and
That's
they
nice.
taught me everything
Yeah,
that I
that's really
knew.
nice.
And so I just felt like, I had loyalty to them. I had
Okay, so tell us, how did the Oppenheimer Group get you?
So, without saying too much, things started happening at my brokerage that was not good for me. It was
It was time.
time. It was time
Yeah.
for me to move on.
Yeah.
And so I was like, you know what? This is a huge risk, because I knew joining the Oppenheim Group, I knew that they wasn't going to offer what they offered, meaning like I would have to
Yeah.
start over as an agent
And it
completely.
was in a different area, right?
Were you
Of
in
course
fear?
I was scared.
So that's
oh
what,
my
you know,
gosh.
listeners, if you are listening, she's on the top of her game, and someone's saying, come here, be in Hollywood.
Start over.
But you have to start over. What would you do? And let's hear what she did.
Well, I took the risk, but here's the thing. I'm so used to starting over.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was like comfortable. and
Yeah, I
uncomfortable.
was like, I'm kind of used to this,
Yeah.
let's see what happens.
Right.
So, I was like, okay, well, let me just entertain this and see what happens. Because honestly, I didn't think I was going to make it. Like, I didn't think I was going to make it on the cast. I mean, there was thousands of agents that were.
And did you ever want to be in TV before this?
I did grow up as a child. I wanted to be a singer and actor
Yeah.
and a dancer and all the things. Like I think all of us really wanted
Right.
that. But obviously that diminished when I became a single mom at the age of 17, and
Wow,
so
yeah.
I had my son when I was 18.
Wow.
It just kind of just went out the window, and I was like, well, that I have to figure this out, because trying to pursue my dream of being a singer, dancer, actress, it's just not going to work. I just can't
Yeah.
as a single mom. So,
So let me jump forward. Now you're in the show and you're talking about your son. I want to know, because I raised my kids as a single mom, how's your son handling this now?
Oh, he doesn't care.
That's great.
That's great.
He's like, yeah, whatever. But
Yeah.
like, you know,
guys are
he's in
close?
high school, and so everyone is just like, "How's your mom?"
Oh, I
He was like, "Shut up, man." He's very
Yeah.
protective. He's very protective.
Yeah.
And the girls, I don't know if you want to get into this, but high school kids right now, a lot of them are just like, I don't know. I think they're
It's
just,
tough.
it's very
It's a
tough.
tough
Yeah.
world.
But
well, it's tough because of Instagram, and they're
Yeah.
all looking, and
Yeah.
they don't. I mean, it's not real.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
But
they're
explain
seeing
what
a
you were
lot.
trying to say. I'm curious.
well, because all the girls have like a huge crush on me.
Oh.
I was like, oh, that's sweet. So they'll like, you know, they'll give him a tough time. And like even his teachers and even principal
Really?
know about the show and about me. And so they're just like, they'd be like, oh, you're hi celebrity. They call him celebrity. And
Really?
they give him a hard time, but like they're cool about it. It's not
that's
like,
Yeah, that's good.
yeah, it's not
Yeah.
weird.
That's good.
Of course, he's a boy. So like
Yeah.
the boys would be like,
Yeah.
yeah, say hi your mom for me, you know?
Oh.
But overall, he just wants me to be happy.
Yeah,
he
of
doesn't
course.
like it when he saw me cry. He was just like,
course.
"Are you
Yeah.
are you good?" Like I'm like, "No,
Yeah.
trust me, I'm good."
He's protective.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very
Right.
protective. So he just wants to make sure I'm good and happy, and I am absolutely, I am. So
That's great.
Yeah.
So you're on the show and you're doing your thing. So what? First of all, are you coached by anyone? Do you have a personal coach
For real estate.
Yeah, for real estate,
Nope.
life, nothing. You
No,
don't have coaching.
no, I don't have like one-on-one coaching, but I do go on webinars and seminars as much as I can from
Nice.
different brokerages. I have biweekly phone calls with my mortgage guy, so he like kind of gives me updates on the market and what's going on, patterns he's noticed,
great.
things like that. So I definitely
great.
stay
Educated.
up to I stay up to date with everything I have to. That's part of my job.
Right.
So I do stay educated. I learn about the latest, newest innovations coming out, and I stay on top of it. So yeah.
So I don't know. The real estate market to me has just been like crazy lately. It's just going up and down. Like,
Yeah.
where do you see it going in the next 3 to 5 years?
I think it is going to get better the end of this year. I think
Okay.
the interest rates are going to lower. I really think that. The issue that we're facing is just they're not building enough homes fast enough.
Right.
That's the problem, really. And so I think people are starting to realize that, hey, guess what? You're never going to get 2%, 2.5% interest rates
Right.
ever
Yeah.
again.
I wish, but that ain't happening.
Yeah. So when they hit like 6, 7, people were freaking out because
Yeah.
they're like, oh, but if you look at the history, the average is 8%. So it was still below average.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's still pretty good. And then, but here's the thing. You buy real estate and hold it. Just buy it and hold it. That don't wait and then buy it, because
Right.
that's where you build
That's true.
long-term wealth. Okay,
Yeah.
that's just a fact.
Yeah.
So, and here's another fact. I can't really speak for other markets. I can only speak for OC. OC is always going to go up. That's just a fact. You're paying for lifestyle. You're paying for safety. You're paying
Yeah.
for the best weather.
Yeah. It's just like Los Angeles.
What is the difference
Yeah,
between
same thing,
like
yeah.
the LA market and the OC market? Would you
Great
say?
question.
Well, the issue that we're facing with LA right now is you have that
Right.
that mansion tax right
Yes.
now. I
Yeah.
mean, the sales have gone tremendously down. I think no joke. I think it was like down 80%.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
seen
It's absolutely insane.
Yeah,
And so
it's true. We see it a lot because
yeah.
we stage those homes.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
And they're sitting, and my inventory is sitting
Yeah.
out there.
Yeah, and the reason for doing it is because they said that they were going to raise a certain amount of dollars, right?
Right.
And that was just not the case.
Yeah.
So LA really messed up with
Yeah.
that.
Right.
So hopefully you guys get rid of that. But what
Yeah.
we saw was people started moving their money to OC. So that was kind of
Yeah.
good for us. Sorry,
Right.
guys. But
OC in Florida.
Yeah.
Florida too. It's like incredible.
yeah. Oh yeah, Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So, what type of homes do you do, and do you work with staging company?
I do work with a staging company.
And how long have you worked with them?
Probably only about a year and a half,
Okay, that's
maybe
good.
2 years actually.
That's good.
Yeah. I've been through a couple of staging companies, but just because Jason likes certain
Right.
staging, and
Yeah.
so we go with whatever the two that he uses. Yeah.
And
So do
what
they
do you
give you
yeah,
like
go ahead.
vendors, like specific vendors at the brokerage that you have to use?
No. We don't have to use certain vendors. We can use whoever we want. Really, at the end of the day, we are solo agents, so it's our choice at the end of the day. So of course we'd always want to go with the best. So yeah.
And so how much do you think homes go up once they're staged?
How much
percentage? Like, do you get a lot when you stage? Do you get over asking?
Absolutely. Oh my gosh. Yeah, absolutely.
That's what we're known for.
Oh gosh.
So that's why I'm asking that, because when I started the staging company 16 years ago, there was, not very many companies out there, but I did it so that people, it's not, the thing about staging, it's not design. And that's what people are getting confused about in 2024. It's staging. But we want to make sure that the house, is smooth all the way through. But it's also about the communication with the agent, the homeowner, the pickups, the social media, and all of that.
Yeah, and you're giving the buyers a vision because they don't have, they're
building that emotional connection to the home.
Exactly. That you want to get them to a point where they say, you know what, I want this home, but I want everything else in it. You want them to imagine them living there. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
When I still see agents putting properties out on the market and it's empty.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
I'm like, are you what? You have to show them how big the space is, especially if you have darker walls or wider walls. It's going to make bigger or smaller. Like, you have to give them a vision because buyers just do not have an imagination.
That is for
So what are like the top 3 things you do when selling a house? Like
to get it prepared.
Have to do. Yeah.
Well, definitely anything that needs to be fixed around the house, that's super important, right? Renovations is super important too. Like, you have to make sure you got a nice kitchen, you got a nice master bedroom and bathroom. Those are like the top, right? So that renovation's number 1 if you can. If it's in your budget, absolutely. Get your renovations done. Put some paint. Paint can go a long way.
Yeah.
Okay. And you can get really good work done for really good prices, and painting can upgrade your whole house.
Exactly. We say this all the time. It's like, just paint it white. Let us do our job.
Brighten it up.
Brighten
make
it up.
it look bigger. Absolutely. And then, of course, staging, you guys. And then landscaping is also a big one.
Landscaping.
Yeah, landscaping's a big one. Well, of course, it depends. It depends on where it's at, but landscaping's huge because it's just messy.
And do you sell when obviously you sell when they're living there? So do you make sure that they declutter and get rid of all the
declutter and getting all the personal all the photos and like some of them go a little crazy and there's like photos like an inch in between like all over the walls. I'm like, we gotta take all this down and put like a nice beautiful one photo. Minimize, simplify. Yes.
You're talking our language.
Yeah, absolutely. The less is more. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
And then I one more thing that just really makes a huge difference is just warming the place up, adding plants and stuff like that.
Definitely.
That really does make a difference.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. It sounds like your career is going amazing. So tell us a little bit about your coaching.
Yeah, so I do have a group coaching program right now. I have a few one-on-ones just due to my time. My time is so limited. But I do have a group coaching called Breakthrough. It's a 6 months coaching program. It's bi-weekly calls with me, but we're also in a group chat where you literally have access to me daily. And so, I send over whatever it is that we're talking about through the coaching, and just like the motivational stuff or words of encouragement. I check it weekly check-ins, like what's your week? Okay, what's your new weekly goals this week?
Nice.
And then holding them accountable.
Nice.
We have a book of the month, and we talk about the book. And then also I take them to as many events as I possibly can because I go to a lot of them. I took some of my clients to Aspire that you got this past one. And they've never been to an event like that.
Ever. I mean, you haven't been to an event like that.
No, I thought it was incredible.
And she was driving me crazy on the way there. I was like, you're going to love it. Trust me. We had to get up so early. She's not an early person at all. And I'm like, just get dressed. Let's go. And she was like, Mom, forget the coffee. You got to get here now.
I know. I was so inspired. weird. I mean, just being in a room with so many people who are also like there for the same reason, and people who are just talking all motivation.
Yeah.
That's what I loved. It was all kinds of people, from finance to car to whatever, and they were so glued to you guys, and it was like, wow.
Yeah.
I mean, it was seriously incredible. I haven't been to one since Tony Robbins in a minute, so it was great. I really, really enjoyed
great energy.
Yeah,
absolutely. If anyone can experience events like these, go. They're life changing.
They really
are. They expand your mind. You learn so much from the best. So it's incredible. Yeah.
That's why I asked you, because I have 4 coaches personally.
Yeah.
So I asked you if you have any coaches that inspire you, or books or people that inspire you.
That you look up to.
Who do you look up to? What drives you?
Yeah. Well, it's funny you mentioned Tim. Tim Story is actually my mentor too.
I know, I love him.
He's the one that helped me actually put my whole coaching program together.
Oh, that's amazing.
Great.
Yeah, no, he's absolutely incredible. And he, kind of feeds into my son a bit, which is so kind of him.
That's so sweet.
And he was there at the Aspire event.
Yeah.
I bring my son as often as I can everywhere I go.
Nice.
And so, gosh, this is putting me on the spot. I have quite a few. I'm not going to name them just because it's very personal. And even if I did, I don't think you guys would know who they are.
Okay.
They're more closer people to
because
me.
For me, it's like, I've been in business a long time. And when I started, there wasn't a lot of women entrepreneurs. So when I would go on stage, which I just did a event, and I went on stage, years ago with Santiago from the agency. And it was very different. And so now it's so inspiring to see all of you guys and women being, coaching and doing as much as they are. It's really, really inspiring. You should be very proud of yourself.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, it's really nice to see. And, my daughter's generation, it's like blowing up. They're really
How old
like...
are you?
25.
25. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's just, for me, that's why I do all this, to give back. And then just to wind down, we're all about giving back. So I have a store. It's called EliteMaison.com, and it's an online store. So the reason that I did this is because I have a staging company, right? And we've staged over 15,000 homes all over Los Angeles. And people would always say, I want this, but I don't want this. And I was like, forget about it. I'm going to open up the store. And when I partnered with the Midnight Mission, I realized that by people buying on my store, I can give back.
Yeah.
And this Christmas, I wrote them a fat check. And they were like, they came and had lunch, and they were so excited, the people that run it. And it was like, wow, that fills my heart. Wow. And it seems like you've been around that world. What fills your heart?
What fills my heart? Helping as many people as I can, really. And I get really, really passionate about that. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm on this planet. Like, everything that I'm doing is for others. It's not about me.
Yeah.
And
I love that.
It wasn't always like that though.
Yeah.
Because given my story and everything I've gone through, I was an angry little girl for a very long time. And to go from being so angry and having all these walls up and not getting close to anyone, trying to protect myself and my heart because of all my abandonment issues and depression and all the mental problems I've been through, to be able to get through that, heal from that, and have the ability to give. I mean, it made it all worth it for me. And that's being incredible. A parent is so fulfilling.
Yeah, we do it all for them.
Yeah.
And I have a son too, and they're 17 months apart. And when I was a single mom at 6 years old, how old are you guys? 6 and 7. I had to do it all myself.
We stopped counting.
Yeah, it's like,
I don't even know how old I am.
I mean, I definitely don't know how old I am. Let me tell you that.
I keep forgetting. I'm like, I don't know.
But it's true. That's really incredible. It's nice to see such a strong and beautiful and a great soul on our show. We've completely enjoyed. Any last questions for this beautiful soul?
One thing I was just thinking is you talk about going through a lot in your life and dealing with all that. How I've been through my own kind of personal stuff. How did you deal with that and come to the other side? of like your mental health, at least.
My goodness.
If that makes sense.
I think you get to a point where you're so broken and you hit you hit rock bottom, and there really is no place other than up. And I had to surrender, and I had to give up to try to control everything. And it really,
Amen to that.
Yeah, it really wasn't until I just realized that it's not about me. It's not about me. And that I had to heal, and it took a lot of so many years. I mean, I would say that I this is what I say: I'm healed, but I'm still learning. I'm still unlearning old habits, old
powerful.
bad habits.
Yeah.
That's really powerful.
It's really powerful.
So, because we're at the end of the day, we're human, and I think it's important to give ourselves grace when you do like mess up.
100%.
It's okay, right? It's okay.
Yes, and a lot of people, unfortunately, don't do that. They beat themselves up.
Yeah.
And even if people outside don't know that they're beating themselves up, they are. And then eventually, what happens? They crack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I would definitely say learning self-love and
that's huge.
and learning to forgive. That was the biggest one for me. When I started learning how to love myself, I had to start with forgiving others and learning to forgive myself. That's another piece a lot of people don't understand.
I think that's a huge one.
You have to forgive yourself.
Yeah.
And so it's a journey. And I know everyone hears that all the time. Oh, it's a journey. It's not a destination. but it's the truth, because at the end of the day, we are all sinners. We live in a very sinful world, and we're going to mess up, and that's okay, as long as you take it back and be like, okay, I got this. I can learn from this. I can move on from this, and learning to embrace adversity. Learning to, because at the end of the day, life does not get easier. Ever.
No.
Ever.
Whoever told you that, you're reading the wrong
People
book.
think it gets easier. It doesn't.
I know.
It just
Right?
when you
Just
get
gets
more,
different.
it gets hard, but you get stronger, and then more challenges come your way. So you just learn to build calluses.
Yeah.
Then you just be like, okay, now I know what to do. Anything that comes my way, I'm like, I got this.
Right.
Like me being homeless, like literally sleeping in my car with my baby in the back seat. You can throw me on the streets right now. I'm like, okay, I got this. You can literally take all my money away. I don't care. I got this.
Yeah.
Everything I own, my car, everything. I will get up so quick. Like it won't even faze me. But you need to build that, and that comes
I was
with
just
hardships.
gonna say, if you're listening out there, that doesn't come right away.
No.
So you've obviously done a lot of work, but look you can do this. You can get there. It just takes believing in yourself, loving yourself, and doing the work every single day. And you can be like this.
Yeah.
So that's really cool.
So what's next for you?
Oh, what's next for me? Oh my goodness. Well, I do have my podcast called Pain to Power.
Oh, nice.
I just got a brand new studio in Newport Beach. It's stunning, right on the water.
Exciting.
It's so beautiful. Yeah, I'm really excited about taking that to the next level.
And what's your
Nice.
podcast about?
Pain to Power is basically a series of people's overcoming adversity. I'm very passionate about that, but also it's a little sprinkle of like real estate, obviously, because everyone knows I'm a realtor, so you got to sprinkle in real estate, and of course reality, because I'm on a reality show. So it's just like, a little bit of entertainment, a little bit of laughs. I get most people on my podcast to cry, just because like vulnerability, there's so much power in vulnerability.
Yeah.
So it's a beautiful way to like also just, connect with others and share their stories, because there's so much power in sharing your story.
And
Because
it's seriously like, we do this and it's like education. We would never meet you probably. We're not in Orange County a lot.
Yeah.
And we've gotten some incredible guests on here that have changed our lives.
Yeah.
Just from doing this podcast.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's so powerful. And I wish you the best luck ever.
Thank you.
So if anyone wants to get to see you, or how do we find you?
I'm mostly active on my Instagram, which is MS Kayla Cardona. But then I do have my website where everything is there. My coaching, my podcast, my social media, all the things, which is just KaylaCardona.com. Super easy.
Incredible.
KaylaCardona.com.
Yeah.
What? Say it again.
KaylaCardona.com.
So don't forget, everyone. Well, it's been such a pleasure to have you on. Thank you
so much for
We wish you
coming.
all the luck in the world.
Thank you so much for having me. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Oh, 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 oh.